there's a major shift that's happening right now in the way people are buying online. And the companies recognizing this shift and acting on this shift, both big and small, are becoming the most successful and most profitable companies in the world. Let me explain. Take a look at Apple, for example. If you're looking for a new computer and you go to Apple's website, when you scroll down, you notice that you have a few choices. You've got Mac for education, Mac for business, and free in-store workshops. You see, Apple has recognized that there are a few groups of people, or buckets, in the market that they serve, and they've designed their entire website to put people into one of these three buckets so they can tailor the buying experience. There are students, professionals, and beginners. And when you click on any of these choices, Apple drills down a level further. In education, you have college students, school administrators, and high school students. In business, you have enterprise options, portable options, options for creatives. Now, on the surface, it might seem that the secret to Apple's success has been focusing on expanding their product mix. But in reality, within the education, business, and beginner buckets, Apple actually sells the same exact products to all three groups. They just talk about these products differently. This is perceived customization. This is bucketing in action. And this is where the ask method begins. You see, Apple has figured out their most important groups of customers. And when it comes to selling to those customers online, they've learned to highlight different features, promote different benefits, change their messaging and the language they use ever so slightly, even though they're selling virtually the same products to all three groups. And in 2012, when Apple became the most valuable company in the world, they explained that this strategy was one of the single biggest keys to their success. And the more you look around at your favorite companies, the more you'll start to see this too. You'll start to see buckets everywhere. Let's take a look at another example, Tesla. This is how Tesla defines their buckets in their own words. Bucket number one, people, predominantly men, who want exhilarating, unparalleled performance. Bucket number two, people, predominantly women, who want ample seating along with the fastest and most capable vehicle. And lastly, bucket number three, people, men and women, who want affordable, real-world range. Tesla is speaking to three very different customers. Tesla has three different buckets. And today, Tesla has become the fastest growing car company in the world. Now, sometimes buckets are less obvious and not what you might expect. Take Lego, for instance. Ever since I was a boy, I have been a huge fan of Lego. And as a dad, it doesn't get much better than playing Lego on the floor with my two boys. Now, Lego recently discovered two of their most passionate buckets couldn't be more different from one another. Kids who play the video game Minecraft, and grown-ups who are fans of architecture. So Lego took essentially the same product, the Lego brick, and repositioned it differently to two very different groups of people. And Lego has done this with each of the key buckets they discovered within their market, one by one. And by following this strategy over the past decade, in 2014, Lego became the #1 largest toy company in the world. But here's the thing. You don't have to look to Apple, Tesla, or Lego to see this trend in action. This is happening everywhere you look. In fact, as you begin looking around, you'll begin to see buckets everywhere. Students of the Ask method have now used this approach to launch and grow businesses in literally thousands of different markets. And over the past decade, I've personally used this strategy myself to successfully launch and grow businesses in 23 different markets, generating over $100 million in sales in the process. But here's the thing. I don't want to scare you off with all those buckets and big numbers, because that's not how things started for me. In fact, it's hard for me to imagine a more humble start. I remember it like it was yesterday.